Will there be the same shot timing change according to where you are on the court like there was in NBA 2K23? Mike Wang says shot timing doesn't change based on court location. I know a lot of people complain about this in NBA 2K23. Why is my shot getting sped up? Why is my shot over here fast and over here slow? So apparently in 24, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Whatever your jump shot speed is, that's going to be your shot. We're not wasting any time. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video. Let's get this video to 8,000 likes. 8,000 likes for the Black Mamba. Happy birthday, Kobe Bryant. Let's get into the rest of this news. Next, we have the confirmed max heights for all positions. 6'8 point guard, 6'9 shooting guard, 6'11 small forward, 7-foot power forward, and 7'3 center. Now, for me personally, it's perfect because as you guys know, my first build this year was a 6'8 point guard. I know the meta, everyone going crazy over the 6'9s. I went with the 6'8 for specific reasons. We'll see what happens this year. You know, we got to get in the builder and whatnot. But even at the end of the year, my Pro-Am build, my point guard build for Pro-Am was 6'8", so it sounds like it's lining up perfect for me, but we'll have to see. Now, the minimum height for each position, we're looking at 5'7 point guard, 6-foot shooting guard, 6'3 small forward, 6'6 power forward, and 6'7 at center. So what we know from all this is all those people talking about 7'4", 7'5", my players are coming because Victor Wembanyama, they were all lying. They were all just speculating. They didn't know what they were talking about because the max height is still 7'3". Now, the next thing we have is a little bit of gameplay news, okay? So, Ayo Straight, I think I'm saying his name right. He said, does driving dunk rating play a factor in the green window for contact dunks as well as open dunks? Mike Wang said, yes, it's the main driver for the dunk meter window size. And I saw some people in the comments like trying to get on this guy that it was a dumb question. And as much common sense as it may seem for driving dunk to affect the dunk window size, in NBA 2K23, that wasn't the case. So it's actually a good question from that dude. So all you trolls and stuff on Twitter, like, let's think about what we're asking, because it might seem like common sense, but it's 2K. We want to know the exact answer because a lot of times what seems like common sense doesn't work out that way in the game. Now, sticking with gameplay stuff, True asks, so is it the same with 3-point rating and the green window size on your 3-point shots? Mike said, ratings and defensive coverage are the most important factors when determining your green window size. Badges play a role, but a much smaller role. They're like icing on the cake. So it seems like this year, your ratings and the ability to get open is really going to be the determining factor on like how easy it is to green. You know, it seems like they're trying to make badges just be complementary to your attributes as opposed to badges really being the determining factor of how your player plays. Obviously, we're gonna have to wait and see how the gameplay feels and what actually ends up happening, but that seems to be the way they're going. Like, badges are just, like he said, icing on the cake. Your attributes are what's gonna determine how your player really performs. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Another gameplay note we had from Mike Wang, please see this, is are acrobatic layups going to work the same? Mike said basically they function the same, but they were slightly nerfed, especially for lower ratings. I don't know if you guys remember when 23 first came out. If you did an acrobatic layup out of like any dunk, no matter what your layup rating was, there was like a 99% chance it was going to go in. It was like super broken. They ended up nerfing it there. It sounds like they nerfed it even a little bit more to make it where, you know, you got to have a layup rating to be able to make, you know, to be able to do in Kyrie jellies and all that stuff and up and under, you know, acrobatic layups. You got to at least have some layup rating. You're not out there doing it with like a 60 or something, you know, like I feel like in 23, it didn't matter what your layup was. You could just acrobat out of anything and probably, you know, have a good chance to make it. Sounds like they're addressing that. Next up, we have some animation like clarification, all right? So Jay said, when y'all say y'all added 150 dribble animations, is that for signature sizes, moving cross, moving spin, etc.? Mike said this is misinformation. I said there are 150 motion styles, not dribble animations. There are a lot more dribbles than that. 25 dribble styles, 31 behind the backs, 18 step backs, 45 crossovers, 27 hezzies, 26 escapes, 20 combo packs, 102 breakdown combos, 67 size ups, and 30 spins. And these are signature packages. Most have multiple animations inside of them. So here's what it sounds like to me. There are a ton of animations within the game. Like whether you're picking a certain dribble move inside of that dribble move, as we all know, there's different depending on the way you flick your sticks, holding RT, not holding RT. There's tons of animations even within just quote unquote one animation that you selected. But what I really am hoping for, and I talked about this in my last video, is I'm hoping that a lot of these moves are very, very effective in the park because there's always, you know, people find the meta dribble moves, the best dribble moves, and majority of people use the same thing because they're so much better than everything else. I'm hoping we have a ton of dribble moves that all offer different advantages, and there's not one or two that are just way better than everything else, that it ends up turning out everyone in the park, everyone in the Pro-Am is, you know, they're all moving the same because they're all using the same, you know, dribble animations and scoring animations and all that. I'm hoping that there's so many different options that depending on your play style, depending on your height, depending on your attributes, everyone's rocking something different. Everyone's playing their own unique way. I know it probably sounds like wishful thinking, but in a perfect world, that's what I would want. The next one I think a lot of you guys are going to love. So FTP Sauce was responding to something about bots, and he said, but are they still going to be shooting lates? And Mike said, rec bots will be noticeably better at timing their shots, but it's tough to balance. We want them to be competent but not OP. We'll be looking out for your guys' feedback on that next month. So basically talking about, we've all been in those situations, right? You load into a rec and you get stuck with AI players, or you're in the rec and your teammate lags out or quits out or grades out or whatever's going on. You know, the rec gets real gritty, especially when you're playing with randoms. And you're stuck with an AI player and the other team's leaving the AI wide open and he shoots 0 for 10. And it's just like, well, what do you expect me to do? I don't care how good you are at the game. When you got 2, 3, 4 defenders on you and they're leaving the other dude wide open, he can't shoot, there's nothing you could do. So apparently they're trying to find a better balance where, you know, if the bot's open, he'll actually be able to make a decent amount of shots. They don't want it to be too OP. They want it to be competent, but not, you know, godly. So we'll have to wait and see, but it sounds like they're at least attempting to address that issue that I know so many people are complaining about rec bots and the problems with people standing out of bounds in the rec, and you know, it seems like they're trying to address that to make it more playable for people that, especially people that load into rec with randoms, but also for people that, you know, you end up getting stuck with a bot in the rec. They're trying to work that out. Next, Jason Allen said, any idea how many more pass styles in 2K24 than 2K23? Mike said, I think we went from 7 in 23 to 14 in 24. So that's double the pass styles. Now, what I will say about pass styles is please at least make them usable and good. Like, the best pass style in 23 was none. The second best one was LeBron. So it was like, for a while, people were using LeBron, and then we realized, wait, if we just don't use a pass style, you get better pass animations and faster passes than when you do have a pass style. Now, some of them are cool, like Magic Johnson, you got some cool animations and stuff, but in terms of it being, like, good for, like, you know, the best pass style in the game, it was using no pass style. So the one thing I'll say is, you're adding all these new pass styles, make them usable, give advantages to some, and you know, disadvantages so that, you know, you're looking at some and it's not just, you know, oh, this one throws cool flashy passes. It's like, oh, this one has better animations in terms of outlets, or this one has better animations in terms of like pick and roll passes, bounce passes, half court passes in a 5-out, or you know, something along those lines. Make them actually usable, so it's not like we have 14 pass styles and the best one is using none. Next, we're talking shot meters, and I know all you sweats are about to click off the video, but hold on, Mike actually gives us some useful information, alright? So, Queen Swan said, the types of shot meters that were in 23, are they making a return in 24? Mike said, yes, all of the 23 shot meters are back, and there are 10 new ones to choose from. Lots more customization options to control the placement and size too. Several cool new green effects coming to 24 also. Then, Mbless said, it seems odd to make no meter so advantageous and then add 10 more meter types, no? And Mike said it's still useful for layups and meter dunks. So essentially, if you haven't heard, Mike confirmed that by playing with your meter off, you get a 20% boost to your shot, like 20% easier to green, or however you want to explain it, but basically you get a 20% boost for having your shot meter off. So the guy's saying, why would you add in all these new shot meters if it's better to play with your shot meter off anyways? And Mike was basically saying, you know, for the people that do still want to use a meter, they can, but also for even for people that play with no meter, like me, it's still good to have that for dunk meter and layup meter if you want to, you know, experiment with different shot meters to pop up when you're doing your dunks and your layups. So that is a good point. I didn't really think about it that way. One last bit of news about shooting and badges, and check this out. King B said, if it's green or miss in the park and rec, do shooting badges increase the green window size? Because if it increases the percentage made, it wouldn't matter because it's green only, whites don't go in. Mike said shooting badges don't impact percentages like they used to. Now they either modify shooting attributes, shot window size, or both. So that's interesting because it kind of piggybacks off of what we said earlier. It really seems like they're leaning towards attributes being more important than badges this year, right? He's saying shooting badges don't increase your make percentage or anything like that, especially since it's green or miss. What they do is they either increase your attribute rating or increase the green window size, giving you a bigger margin for error, or a combination of both. It does seem like they're making a lot of changes to correct problems from 23 and just trying to make changes to make the game better. And God, I hope they do a good job, because I'm excited with all this news, man. But despite the excitement, I do have one area of concern. Click that video on the screen right there to find out my biggest concern with NBA 2K24 right now. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.